Hi everyone, Caroline here. Just going to do a bit of a tutorial using the brand new Imala Under the Trees stamp, and I'm also going to use this fabulous stencil from Funky Fossil that Sarah Gray's designed, and I'll leave a link to everything, to the stamp and the stencil, in the description below the video. And it's a bit of a sunset, which is beautiful. So I'm going to start with that. And I'm using, I think this is a 7x7, 7x7 watercolour card. And as you can see, that just lands right in the middle there. So, and when you've got your stamp of your Under the Trees, which is going to be up there, I just want that to be sitting just over the mountains there. Just a little bit over the mountains. Actually, I want it reflecting on the water. So I've got to decide where my... In fact, I'm going to stamp it first. I'm going to stamp first. Make your mind up, Caroline. Let's get this stamped on here. It's going to be a Christmas card, this. Christmas in June. So that's going to go down there. What I love about this stamp is it has a nice reflection for the water. Gorgeous reflection. Like that. Fabulous, isn't it? Beautiful. I'll take that off. And we'll get this stencil. So on the water here, I just want a bit of the yellow. So I'm going with scattered straw because I don't want it too dark. So just the reflection on the water of the sun. So I'm going to be using this in 2 parts. You see that? That's a reflection. And just above the mountain there is going to be the sun. Like that. And I've just got a little bit of ripe persimmon that I just want to get on the edge of that. Give it a little bit of a glow in the sky, like that. That's behind the mountains. So let's not quite got that there. So let's just add a little bit down there. Like that. beautiful how the sun's coming up behind the mountains. And the sky, I'm going to do in a tumbled glass. That's nice just as it is, isn't it? Whew. The mountains, I'm going to use a bit of my watercolour. I've got blue grey and grey, so I'm going to get my watercolour brush, squeeze some water out of that, and I just want to wet down one side of the mountain, just where the shading would be. Use my grey just to add a little bit of detail. Like that. And colour the mountains. Because we're going to add some snow on these mountains with it being a Christmas card, obviously. Use your watercolour paints, or these are my Chromatech brush paints. Because you want those mountains in the background grey. Just a little bit. If you're new to watercolouring, you know, these pens are quite very forgiving and very helpful. Just got to remember where your shading is. And you're good to go. That's it. So obviously in the background there, down in the background, so just water that in a pale grey. That's it. And your water, I'm going to use I've got a sky blue and I've got an azure, so just using my water. I don't want to go over the yellow because it'll make it green, so be careful with that. Because this is the lake. Oops, went off my paper then, didn't I? So you just want it where it's reflecting. when you get water, you get different shades of the blue on your water. So, and ripples of white. There's your watercolour paints, and but I do, if you're doing this with watercolour rather than your alcohol markers, I do recommend watercolour paper. Because it absorbs the water better. Then I've got this sky blue one. Get some detail in there of your water movement. Gives the movement of the water, doesn't it? I'm dipping in water here just to thin it out. Like that. That gives it a lovely water effect. Like that. And of course you've got your greenery in the background. So I don't want that too dark, so I'm going to use a bit of bundle sage, and I'm just going to add my water brush to that, and just add a little bit of greenery in the back. And the bushes. I don't want it too bright, because for me the sun in the background behind the mountains is your focal point, so you don't want anything too stood out. I have got a little bit of shabby shutters, which is a little bit darker, I think, just for along the edge. And a bit of mowed lawn. You know, have a good old play with it. Sorry, I'm slipping off my chair here. So it's where the forest meets the mountains. It's nice, isn't it? And a little bit of your mowed lawn on your trees. Just dot in where the leaves would be. Don't have to be exact. Just the colour added like that. Can you see? We're going to add a bit of snow anyway, so that'll be nice. So that's your picture, done with that beautiful under the tree stamp and this lovely stencil. So let me wipe my ink off here. Sorry, it's a bit squeaky. And what I'm going to use the Funky Fossil Stellar Paste Starlight. And you can add to that just a little bit of mixed media texture paste, if you like, to make it a little bit more opaque. So if I can find my palette knife, here we are. So just a little bit of this I'm going to put on my palette here. Don't need a lot. And some of this amazing stellar paste. Look at the glitter in there. Ooh, yeah, probably used too much, but I'm not bothered. I have a little pot I can put the excess in, so that's all right. And then I stir that up so that it's all together, like that. It's like mixing a cake. And you've still got the glitter of that starlight paste, but you've got the snow effect. Now, on my picture, I use a flat head brush just to add the snow at the top here, on the top of the mountains, because that is your texture. That is your texture. And where the snow has fallen on the mountain, like that. This will need to dry overnight, so it's not an instant make. And to that, I'm going to add just a little bit of glitter, because that's glistening on top of that. So when it dries with the texture of it, of risen snow. Like that. You see that? See that? I'm not sure if you can see the texture of that, but it really is gorgeous. And of course it's a bit of a snowy scene, so I'm going to use my double up. That's moon dust. Sorry. Double up. I'm getting short on this now. And I'll just get my fan brush and mix that in. Let me see, mix all that in. If you've got this, if you're lucky enough to have some, you can see mine's running out. We certainly need more of the double up. And I'm just going to tap. And add some snow to the scene. So it's a snowy, like a snowy Christmas morning, because you know, it's sunshine, isn't it, at Christmas these days? We don't get a lot of snow, but we can add our snow, can't we? And there we have it. You can add a little bit of white as well, using your brushes as well, to add some snow onto your scene as well. And I'll use my quickie glue pen, and just where the trees are on here and the grass. I mean, it's got the top, the snow has caught the mountains first, but you can have a little bit on your trees as well. Just a little bit of glitter. A Christmas card looks so lovely with a bit of glitter on, doesn't it? They're the ones that catch your eye when you know, you're sitting at Christmas looking at your cards. Just a sprinkling of it, not too much. There we are. Now that will go on, turn that over. This is going to go on an 8x8 card. I'm matte and layer with like a blue pearlized paper that I have. Obviously I can't stick it down yet because it's still wet, but I will take a picture of it when it's done and pop it on the group. But there you have it. The beautiful Under the Trees and the funky fossil stencil. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, give us a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe and share with your friends. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. Bye bye.